Hello, it is round 17 of the MFRL Tier 2 League. I am Mark D'Agostino. I'm here with Finot. How are you, Luke?
Hello everyone, I'm good. How are you doing today?
I am not bad, a bit sick, but excited for this race. It seems that it's going to be a slow start for everyone, except the Austin Martins now that are going out right now. A very tight track. What do you think,
Yes,
Luke?
very tight. Personally, I like this track.
Me too.
It's a high downforce track, not a lot of overtaking opportunities, but on the whole, I think it's a nice track to have on the calendar. I'm getting some info that the race should be dry,
Okay.
should be dry, but there is a slight chance of rain. Like this game is perfect and there aren't any bugs in it. The race is set to be dry, but there is uh, the emoji thing is of the rain, but it seems to be dry. So we might have some rain, some unexpected rain.
It also doesn't seem very nice outside now. Like, I mean, as in, it's quite foggy on track, from what I can see.
It's a bit
So,
dark-ish.
yeah, tires will definitely be colder. Not the fastest laps being produced, that's for sure. But we'll see what they can do. A lot of damage to be had, I'm guessing. Maybe a lot of safety cars during the race as well.
Yes, but I'm really looking forward to this one. I think it's a very technical, high-skill track.
Yep.
I think the order may be a bit mixed up as well here. The curbs are a bit risky, some of them.
I know,
Um,
I know Piggy is pretty fast, Glanza as well. Bobs have set some pretty good times, so as long as they can do it consistently, I think that they can, get a good position for the race. Let's put it that way. So,
Track position is key here as well. As we said earlier, not many overtaking opportunities here. Although one mistake and you're in the wall, there's not much leg room to work with.
yep,
As Bolt
exactly.
starts the first flying lap of the day, of the night actually.
Especially
Going,
since it's also a high-speed track, so especially sector one. If you do one little mistake, you have a very high chance of winning the car, but Maya does seem to be on a pretty good sector 1 time. So let's see what she does. 27.4, still a lot to improve. I think a very fast one is 26.9, so
they might be taking it a bit easy on their first lap, just get a banker in and then go for a harder push lap later on in the session. Let's see what Piggy can do.
exactly. Piggy
27.1.
Piggy is already 3 times faster, which is uh, a good indication at what times they're putting in. I think that's JJ. Uh, in the wall, that wing seems to be fine, but he's trying to not block other people. Oh,
He's
is he?
invalidated his lap in the process.
Yep, he's disqualified. I saw that coming, to be honest. Ooh, that's Piggy very close to the wall.
JJ kind of took too much time, I think, to get his car back on track properly.
Everyone seems to be going for the laps. Now it's Maya underneath the bridge. Stays on third. There's a couple of yellow flags. But that's probably JJ's car. I'm already got it for JJ. It's the McLaren that goes out first. Maya onto the last corner, and the time to beat for now is a 1:39.7. Still a lot to improve, so
Still quite a decent time though. Let's see what Piggy can put in. Gaining and gaining. Sector 2 was up to a 105, if I saw that correctly.
ooh, I think
Coming up
that's
to the dot straight and a 138.7. That's a whole second faster than Bob's.
ooh, yeah, Glanza. I think went to start his lap, and his wing is out.
He
So
had a moment, I think, there. He lost his front right end plate.
yeah, now Nathan is gonna go through sector 3. Let's see if he can beat Piggy. It's 1 second ahead of Maya, as you just said. So we'll see if Nathan can slot in between them. And yes,
He
he
does.
does. Not that faster from Maya, but still a pretty good lap.
Getting in those bankers. Lupin is coming towards the end of his lap now.
Ooh, pretty
And
slow
SpaceX
onto
puts
the
in a time 1:39.8, slowest of the times we have so far.
Frosted with a
Frosted.
140.1 as well. For some reason. Ooh.
Ooh, Lupin loses down the last turn. That's so heartbreaking.
Oh, and his
Oh, and
teammate
the
as well.
synchronized spinning there from the Alpha Tauris.
Oh, Lupin. Did you see that or no?
He crossed into the pit, right?
Yep. I don't think that's allowed, but we'll have to have another look at that. Let's see Giuseppe. He's been um, setting purple sectors. I see. I think that's a purple sector 2. So we'll see if he can maybe take
Uh,
Piggy's provisional pole.
I've been impressed with Giuseppe in recent races. He's been really putting in the hours, putting in the practice in, and it has been showing. He's been improving a lot. He's catching up to his teammate, if not beating him in some races.
Definitely,
I-
I 100% agree. I think, however, he's gonna have a pretty slow lap because it's only a 140.7, so not the fastest from him, but
I think there's more to come from him and all the others actually,
definitely.
except of course for JJ who has unfortunately been disqualified.
The
Let's see if
Ferraris,
Nicolas.
Nasser, I think the last team to set a time here, Nicolas, with a pretty good lap, but I don't think it's gonna be fast enough to put it in the top row,
140 dead.
fifth, for Nicolas.
His teammate yet to do a time after that little moment he had earlier, as is Lopan. Interestingly, Calvin's time still counted, even though he entered the pits in the last moment, I think, unless... No, that was Lupin who entered the pit, sorry.
Yeah.
Calvin does finish his lap and then he's
Yeah,
going back into the pits right now.
it's kind of funny how well never mind. I did minus 10 seconds for some reason, but because I thought Kelvin spin and he was still he still set an impressive time for him spinning, but um, interestingly, I don't think if you guys know that, but this pit lane is kind of weird. It tells you to slow down much before you need to actually slow down. So right there and then you can gain quite a lot of speed, and maybe even
Yeah,
have some overtakes.
it's a bit funny, this pit lane. It's extremely narrow for one, and the line for where you have to turn on the pit limiter is, as you're saying,
Fairly,
further
yeah,
in
yeah.
front than when it's supposed to be. But I mean, honestly, if I had to have it, like I would rather have it a bit earlier than a bit later. You know,
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. But you
some
know,
other tracks, some other tracks, the you have the sign that says 80 and the actual speed limit is 60.
silver soul moment.
Yeah. You had that moment, right?
It definitely didn't affect me at
For
all.
sure not.
Ooh, that's one of the curbs that you really don't want to hit.
And Lanza's really pushing it on the south left. Remember, he's still on his south left. Not his
Yeah.
time won't count for the timing sheet.
He has not set a lap yet, neither has Lupin, but he starts on now. He might have traffic up ahead. Let's see if SpaceX just moves over or if he's just gonna give him the tow.
He's in the middle there, and this is a bit unsafe.
Oh, okay.
And he just slows down. Just that's not good. SpaceX should have moved out of the way or kept going there. That's hindered Lupin's lap for sure,
I don't
if
know.
not giving him damage as well.
Probably giving him damage for sure, because I don't know why you would do that. But anyways,
A
Giuseppe
bit of
still
a
hasn't gone in the pits. He's still on 2 laps on those softs. So
he might be saving a set of softs for the race maybe, trying to get the most he can out of these tires.
Piggy with the purple sector 1. So he's looking to improve on his time. There are some cars up ahead which he's looking for. I think that is Nathan. No,
I
that's
think he's
actually
coming up to
Giuseppe.
finish up a lap now, and I don't think Nathan improved on his previous lap.
Piggy is coming up to SpaceX, so he might be.
And I think he would be really upset if this lap is ruined. He's currently about 1/10 faster than his previous lap. But I think maybe SpaceX will move out of the way.
Very
Or
wide underneath the bridge, but it's as wide as you can get, so he's still pretty much very good.
he's just on the limit there, using all of the track that he can possibly can. Coming up to the end of the lap, and it's 1:38.4, a nice improvement, about 3/10 improvement there.
Glanza also invalidated, so he's going to definitely start another lap.
I'm surprised that he's finding this track so difficult. I mean, to be fair, it is a very technical track, but Glanza is one of the more experienced drivers on the track.
Yep, 6 minutes remaining, so he better get a move on this lap. He's pretty much on the limit when it comes to setting a time, so I'm pretty sure if he gets to stick a lap in, very wide there,
Went another spin. This is not going to plan for Glanza.
and he probably has to change those tires as well.
And not much time left either. Bob's goes up to P2. In the meantime, with a 38.7,
That's a
improving by a
very,
second on per lap.
exactly, that is a very good time from her, so Nathan as well does improve, 0.7, but not enough to beat Maya.
Very close between them.
Nicolas also on his lap now, doing much better than his teammate at the moment, so
And furthermore, since we saw SpaceX earlier blocking Lupin, I think it was, he's 1.1 penalty point away from a race ban, so he has to be extra careful. Frosted goes up to 6th. Giuseppe is still out on those tires
I
as well.
think, who is that? Ooh. SpaceX does improve on his time, but Lupin just crosses the pit lane twice now. um,
I don't like to see that.
Unfortunately, he did spin at the same place as well from his previous lap, so maybe be a bit slower when it comes to the end of the lap.
That last turn is a bit tricky. It should be taken flat out, but sometimes you can lose the rear and it sends you into a spin if you're not careful on the throttle.
Frosted is now on the 139s. I don't know if Glanza is indeed going for another lap on the same tire, so we'll have to see. I don't know. Let's see.
I think Nathan's on an end lap and so is Frosted. As is SpaceX.
We'll go back onto Glanza. He seems to be doing quite well at 27.1, so it's pretty much matching Piggy on sector 1, not a purple sector, but he's not far away either way.
See if he can stick it this time around. He does have a little bit of a wobble over there. He does have a time on the board though, at least.
Who clips the curb? He likes touching the curb on the inside here of the bridge, not one thing that you want to do, but I think that SpaceX having a moment as well goes in reverse. Let's hope he doesn't hinder anyone, but Glanza still pushing.
Purple sector 2 for Glanza. It might be a mighty lap on those used tires as well. See if he can keep it on track this time.
Very early on throttle, as you can see, pretty much on the limit underneath the bridge now, no one in front of him, so hopefully he doesn't hinder. He is lagging a bit from what I can see, but he's still.
I think he's just wobbling a bit actually. Like in the core, get on the exit, he's a bit wobbly.
Crosses the line and does put
it is
on
the pole. 138.2, the time to beat. Eventually he does get there.
Still possible for Piggy. He has practically one more lap to go to beat Glanza's time. I don't think Glanza can improve because he needs to go and change those tires and he probably doesn't have a lot of time left. But currently giving a tow to Giuseppe, but it doesn't seem like Giuseppe is on his spot lap, so it doesn't really matter.
Giuseppe's on his out lap.
We haven't
after
seen.
using all those tires, all the same tire. I mean,
Let's try to see the differences between. Ooh, that's.
an improvement by
I think.
Piggy, I think,
Yeah,
right?
he did an improvement on his outlap. So, um, and he didn't use any ERS. So, I'm pretty sure he has a lot to gain at the moment. Let's try to match maybe the hot laps of both. From what I'm noticing, there's a lot of low fuels on the track. So, pretty much matches his sector 1 time, but it's still purple. So he has a lot to improve on sector 2 and sector 3 from what we can see. Very early on throttle, rides the curb a bit, doesn't have a wobble, unlike Glanza. Fourth, not very common to go fourth on that specific corner, but we'll see
The bridge
who
into the
goes
hairpin.
very wide from what I can see, so that might have lost him a couple of tenths.
If he can improve on his sector 2 time, does go purple by 2 tenths. So it is a good lap so far. See if it can rival Granza.
It didn't show me purple for me, but
Granza doesn't have any more time to do another lap. In fact, he's retired in the pits now. Let's see if Piggy can maybe stick it on pole over there.
very
Last corner.
wide. I think you're ahead on your screen. And does
Oh, and
put
he
it on
does go
pole.
ahead. 137.9.
137.9. That was a nice lap. I think
Very
that's the
good lap.
first person that has actually beaten Glanza in terms of qualifying position. So that's really nice to see. Um, where someone can actually challenge the undisputed tier 2 winner, I guess. Lupin
Yes, he's been
also
taking the league by storm. There too. Maya needs to hurry up because I think she's on an out lap and
15
I.
seconds only.
Ooh, that was
Ooh!
very close.
Yeah, Lupin did retire, so not much you can do. I think she does manage to cross the line, so her lap starts now. Pretty much put that hot lap
Yeah, I think she will
earlier,
be the
but
last one who will put in a lap.
from what I can see as well, a lot of people retiring on track, so
Giuseppe goes up to 5th.
Nicolas is as well down to 9th, so he also needs to improve to try and get a good position. I think there's gonna be a lot of position changes. Giuseppe, his qualifying is finished, so he ends up in 5th place, but there's still a lot to gain for uh, when it comes to SpaceX, Frosted, and Nicholas. 3 drivers, or should I say. Oh, that's...
Oh, and there's a bad spin from Nathan. That completely ruins his lap.
So
I think he
Nathan,
might block. Well, let's see. SpaceX? No, but SpaceX goes past fine.
let's see Nathan
That's
because he's
unfortunate from
next.
Nathan.
Oh, this might block him, but still pretty good. Shouldn't lose that much time. Oh,
Sector
okay.
2 from Maya. This could be. We could have a really interesting ending here. There's Nicholas up ahead of her.
She
I think Nicholas is
practically...
on an in lap actually.
No, I think he was doing his hot lap. Let's see where he can place that car. He needs over a second to go up the front rows. And he puts it in P5. Maya is next to cross the line. And I couldn't see where she
We
ended
don't
up.
know yet.
But
Yeah,
stays
it
in
is there.
3rd position. So still a good qualifying position to start on the second
It was
row.
an exciting qualifying overall. I'm glad to see not someone else on the pole position here as we see Piggy. And not by a little bit, by 3 tenths. That's quite a decent gap there.
Yep,
To be fair,
Glanza
Glanza did have
was...
some moments, so
Yep.
which ruined some of his qualifying.
Yep.
But yeah, this is the starting grid. We have Piggy on pole, Glanza completing the front row, and I couldn't read the rest because it's
Maya,
finished.
Nathan, Giuseppe, and Nicolas for P5. So that's all I remembered. But a pretty nice qualifying, as you said. We'll see you back in the race. So it's 5 lights out, and Kelvin does jump the start. I don't know why we don't have a formation lab, but Piggy does get away well. Everyone seems to be going on a nice start at the moment. Maya trying to challenge Gluntz at the moment, so let's continue with this camera. Nathan, Giuseppe drops a couple of positions here, so Piggy doing well to hold on to the lead. Glanza as well, using that ERS to challenge him. He does have lower wings because he is gaining. But this only helps Maya, because whilst they're battling, she's trying to take an advantage. Nathan goes very, very deep, almost hits Maya or the wall, but uh, backs out of it to save the car. There's an
I think so.
overtake with the Tauri teammates as well. Giuseppe loses another position.
And I think so far SpaceX is the one of the bigger losers. He's fallen down the order a bit down there in ninth. JJ's gained the place, and even Frosted has fallen down right down to last place. So a lot going on, but still they can make up those positions. Kelvin had with the drive through top 5 have all stayed where they started. A lot of going on towards the back end though.
This is a very, very hard track to overtake. So I know the undercut is very, very powerful. So I think Maya will definitely try to do that, because if she stays within this time and undercuts the drivers ahead, she can take the lead fairly easily. And as we can see, no one is really using that ERS except Nathan. So I think he's falling a bit back and trying to gain on the leaders ahead. So Piggy starts with the fastest lap. Of course, Giuseppe, SpaceX, JJ, and Frosted, which has unfortunately dropped to last place, have all overtaken Calvin. That wing still looks good off Frosted, just looking if there's any damage, but here Glanza can gain on Piggy. I don't know if Piggy is using that ERS, definitely using a little, but still can't make that move stick. So it's definitely not an easy task defending against Glanza, but as you can see, very close to the wall there. So
Also interesting to note, everyone so far except for Nathan and Giuseppe, the two Mercedes, everyone's on the medium tires, on the hard tires, sorry, and Nathan and Giuseppe are on the mediums. So rather straightforward strategy here from pretty much all the drivers.
yep, I do think the preferred strategy is hard as well. So as long as you don't get damage on that wing, I think um, the undercut is fairly powerful, and then ending on the faster tire will help you quite a lot. So I think most people have nailed it quite well.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Mercedes were both trying to get a good start with the softer tire there, but so far it hasn't worked out quite yet for them. But so far everyone seems to be within a second of each other, apart from the last 2 or 3 drivers.
Yep, everyone following quite closely. Maya, from what I can see, is falling quite behind from the leaders, but using that ERS to gain. Giuseppe, SpaceX all setting fastest times, so the track is getting hotter and the drivers are getting faster. So DRS now available. We'll see if Glanza can use that to his advantage. Has more ERS than Piggy and definitely has a better exit as well.
I wonder if Maya managed to get the DRS as well there.
I don't think so. She does. That's nice to see
Just
at least.
about, just about.
Does also set the fastest time currently, so that dirty air seems to be hindering Glanza, but um, Piggy doing very well to cope with the pressures. The Aston Martin and McLaren fighting in the narrow streets of Singapore. That's a
Still
beautiful
going
line
for it
from
again.
the Aston Martin. This
Tries
is a
to
nice battle between them. So
for the final points position placed, no less.
I'm loving these cameras at the moment. I think if they nail the camera, oh, that's we saw that in the background. That's Aston Martin into the wall. The
He
pressure
did
of
lose a
fighting
bit
with
of
the
his front,
McLaren got to him, I think.
and he did lose a part of his front wing there. Let's see if it will hinder the rest of his race.
Is that Mystic that has joined?
Potentially.
Hello.
Hello.
You have joined in the race at the moment. So Piggy leading from Glanza. I don't know if you have joined the lobby, but
Not yet. I
it's
am joining.
nice. It's nice to have you.
Glanza's edging ever closer to Piggy. I think on the next DRS, he might be able to take him. And they've both opened a 2-second gap now to Bob's, who is fighting off Nathan and Nicholas, and even Lopan behind him.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep everyone in the loop, trying to see all the overtakes in action. That happens, that DRS is open, ERS also open. Piggy can't seem to do much here, but still manages to block his place. Nathan, however, does
Gets
take
ahead.
that position from Maya. Sorry, you can continue.
Nathan's red light is already flashing though. He won't have a lot to try and keep this position either. Glanza's especially close now, side by side.
Oh, Piggy does
And he
stay
steps
ahead
back out.
there.
And Piggy on that previous overtake in the DRS zone made his car as wide as possible, took a really good defensive line, and managed to stay ahead. But now there's another DRS zone coming up.
Oh, the cameras are going crazy at the moment, but I don't think Glanza can make this move stick here, but does late way breaker than does break later than Piggy.
The
Nathan
other, Mhm.
still ahead of Maya, but as you said, that red light is flashing, so she knows where to attack.
At the other end of the grid, Frost has pitted for fresh mediums and probably replaced that front wing.
Yep, hoping for a safety car for sure. So,
To catch him back up to the rest of the pack.
ooh,
Glanza
very
can
close.
Ooh, another moment from Glanza there. Oh, and
Giuseppe's
Giuseppe.
round.
Giuseppe has
Glanza was
one around.
very close to Piggy, trying to maximize the exit out of the last corner, but now Piggy is around 7/10 ahead, so he can still defend from Glanza onto the main DRS straight. Maya, however, still about a second away, and that DRS is still close, so this will give some time to Nathan so he can regen maybe that ERS.
So it's very clear to Maya that Nathan is losing out on that ERS. His battery is super low. On the other hand, I think Glanza's looking very shaky. Like his car doesn't seem to be very balanced on this track. It seems
Oh,
some
he lost it.
exits he's losing a lot of time, and in fact, he does lose it.
The camera messes up the view there because I was on him, but he's now 6th place. Let's see if that wing is still intact. It might be,
No,
but he still might
it's
have damage.
fine. He just clipped the curb and he did a 90-degree turn.
So that relieves a lot of pressure from Piggy. But yeah, as you were saying, as soon as you mentioned it, he actually lost it. His wings do seem to be much lower than Piggy. He was gaining quite a lot on the straight without any ARS. So that can also unsettle your car. Clipping the curbs here as well is quite risky. So that's where he was trying to maximize his exits. But yeah, Maya is about a second within a second for that DRS. So let's see if she can maybe attack a lot more on Nathan, and she needs to do it fast because Nicholas is also trying to gain on him. So is Lupin and so is Glanza.
So is SpaceX, I think you can say as well. There's a quite a long train of cars after each other. They're practically in each other's DRS zone. Maya's not close enough to Nathan for the DRS, but I think she has to look out for Nicholas behind more than Nathan ahead.
Now, I don't know if you saw it, but that red light also flashing on Maya's car. So I think Nicholas has quite the advantage on both cars ahead. So Lupin also with a penalty. So the more he hinders Glanza, I think the worse for him.
Yeah, the Glanza has a full battery as well. Like he can go for these moves. I think he's just waiting for the right moment, trying not to over push. Like now he'll have the DRS. A lovely view from the top here of Singapore. There are some amazing angles here on this track.
Glanza trying to go on the outside of the Alpha Tauri, but Lupin defending quite heavily to keep that Ferrari at bay. Basically splitting the Ferraris at the moment. I wonder if Nicholas would let his teammates through. I don't think he should, but we'll have to see team orders. I think Maya just needs a bit more confidence in that car because she has the pace, but she's not unleashing it quite yet. I think she's prioritizing not doing mistakes and I don't know, preferring to lose a position maybe than lose out on good points, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, from her point of view, now she's dropped out of the DRS zone, her battery is a bit low. But on the other hand, she's on the hard tire, Nathan's on the medium, so it might be a bit natural that he's faster than her. But towards the end of the race, maybe that might not be the case. It might be the other way around, that Bob's will be faster than Nathan, and maybe she's thinking, let me try and save my battery and go for him towards the end. It's not how you start the race, it's how you finish at the end of the day.
Definitely. Lupin also defending heavily once again against Glanza. So it's practically a DRS train of 5 to 6 cars. So
Another lovely shot from the top of the Singapore circuit.
but yeah, as you mentioned, um, Nathan gaining a bit on Piggy. He was within a second at one point. So we'll just have to wait and see. Ooh, very
There was
close.
almost a small tap, but it wasn't there. But very close racing by all the drivers here.
And not a lot of drivers doing mistakes as well, so it's nice to see. I think the drivers at the back, JJ and Giuseppe fighting now. Giuseppe with DRS open, but we don't think that he's gonna make that move stick. We'll go back to the front runners because they're the ones really giving us all the action. Oh, now there is
there
that
was
tap,
tap there.
and Lupin does almost lose the car. Glanza
And the what? Oh,
Glanza
Was that
takes that
nice?
position finally, but does push him to the wall, so that also gives the advantage to SpaceX. We'll have to review that, but I do believe it was
Nathan
a bit aggressive.
is within 1 second of Piggy.
Ooh, Nathan catching up really nice there. Within the DRS zone, again, medium versus hard tire. And he
DRS
does
is
get the
over.
DRS. So now maybe he can charge his battery a bit, maybe stay in the DRS of Piggy, and maybe get towards the end, make this a podium if not a win. As Nicolas is chasing down Bob's now. Action all over the track, all over the grid. Important to note as well though, Glanza has been I think because of that incident with Lupin, has been dropped down from the DRS, but he's catching up quite quickly.
Most definitely, those defensive tactics by Lupin did drop Glanza's time by quite a bit, but this battle between Maya and Nicolas definitely helping him out, where he's already within a second with DRS. So eventually, I do think he can take both of them, but this is also helping Nathan because he's with the medium tires, trying to get the better time from Piggy and eventually go up to P1. If he does go up to P1, he can undercut everyone and still remain in P1, but then obviously he'll have the worst tire of the bunch. So his
And
strategy, though, going fairly well.
Nathan has opened quite a significant gap as well on Bob's, 4.5 seconds. Think to sniff at either. As we see the two Ferraris chasing down the Aston Martin of Bob's, ARS and DRS all open. Let's see
Maya
if Bob can
defending
defend.
quite well, quite aggressively here, and Nicolas also trying to go down the inside.
Glanza joins the battle as well.
Oh,
But
this is
one Aston
beautiful.
Martin. This is amazing racing by all of them.
Ooh.
It's a bit of a
Seems
tight squeeze there.
everyone seems to be making it out alive, but DRS is open, so I think both the Ferraris can take Maya here.
And Bob's light is flashing. That's an easy signal for the move for Glanza.
What?
Oh, and
Oh,
I think there was some
Glanza!
slight
Glanza.
contact there.
Was there
That's
contact?
unlucky. I think there was a really slight contact between Maya and Glanza.
Not much she can do there, I think, but still defending from Nicolas, so very aggressive racing, but very clean racing all around as well.
Ooh.
And again,
Oh, and
both
Lupin the spot this
Ferraris.
time.
There was definitely contact there.
No, there were,
There.
I think there was definitely contact before as well, but um,
Uh, like, I don't know. The first incident seemed, pretty 50-50. I mean, Maya was rejoining and could have been taken either way. This one, I don't know. It seemed like Nicholas tried to go for a gap that didn't exist.
Yeah, I would
yeah,
love to see a replay of
yeah,
that. I would love to see a replay.
me too,
Um, I
definitely.
uh, we know that the track position is extremely key here. Sometimes you go for moves that are risky at best. Sometimes they come off, sometimes they don't.
Lupin is
But
in.
Nicholas is still in P4. He lost out the time to Maya, but he's still in P4.
And he could definitely gain it back. At least there's no wing damage for the Ferraris. Let's see if Lupin though has wing damage. He does. So he's not going to undercut anyone anytime soon. Those 4 seconds can definitely help Maya regain that ERS. And that being said, Nathan is now very close to Piggy. So we'll have to see how this one unfolds. Hopefully there's no one spinning between these two. So
Yeah, I think Nathan should take this opportunity, try to stay in the DRS zone of Piggy as much as possible without using any of the DRS, charge that battery up. Piggy as well, I think, is flashing a bit.
no, he has
No, 50%.
half a battery, so he's doing fairly well. Glanza back next to his teammate now, so DRS will open up soon, and I'm guessing that he'll either let him by or they'll battle it out. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, Glanza was a bit unlucky as well, getting caught in the scrap over there earlier. JJ certainly has the battery advantage over Giuseppe for this position for P7, as they are even catching up to SpaceX and P6.
Everyone doing very well to hold positions. Nathan still gaining, now within 5/10 of Piggy. A nice DRS zone coming very soon now. So,
It's a bit of
Frosted
black and
tires.
Frost is
Ooh,
out. Frosted
Frosted.
tires.
As a bit of safety, I think.
unfortunately, I cannot show it because there's no one around. But we'll see if that does bring a safety out. Nathan needs to make this position stick now.
In the meantime,
It's
And
a safety car.
it does
that
seem
was
like
very late.
it was. But now this
This-
changes most things because a lot of people have already pit, namely SpaceX, Lupin.
SpaceX just pitted for a front wing and new mediums.
Yeah,
This greatly helps Giuseppe and Nathan.
Exactly. I think they were about to pit like around this time anyway.
Exactly.
yep, most definitely.
I'm surprised that the safety car took such a long time to come out.
Yeah, it was contemplating. Do I want to come out? Do I want to stay in and, through someone's race?
But I think the biggest winner is SpaceX because he pitted right before this, or right as it came out.
I mean, I would agree with you, but he pitted for mediums, and I doubt they will
Exactly.
last for 20 laps.
Yep.
That's the only issue.
Yep. And we did see Piggy defending quite well against Nathan. So those hards, despite being slower, are still um, quite good around this
Yeah,
track.
Nathan coming up around towards the pit straight. I'm pretty sure Nathan will pit. Piggy, I'm not sure if he will. It's only
We will
11 left
see.
on those cards.
If Nathan can possibly pit and then, oh, Piggy pit as well. What?
Yep. Piggy pitting.
Just thinking.
I think it is the best thing
Interesting.
to do, maybe hoping for another safety car towards the end. So let's see what Maya does now. I think she's gonna follow everyone in, so
I think she'll stay out, to be honest.
nope, she goes in.
Oh, she was in.
And
Nicholas
Nicolas does go in,
crosses
but
the red
crosses the
line.
line. For no reason, Glanza the only one that decides to stay out.
And I think that's a good strategy call. I mean, in the end, would have lost out way too much. Nicolas was pitting as well. They would have to stack
Yep,
the two Ferraris, and now he comes out in the lead. Another advantage for Nathan is that now his battery will be fully charged again. They're being practically depleted in these opening 10-11 laps.
Lupin doesn't seem to be passing anyone on track yet. That delta really hurting him. But now he can go as fast as he wants, we'll see.
He'll probably overtake his teammate, but I think that's it.
So as it stands, everyone has pitted at least once, except for Glanza.
Ooh, does take that position from the
Ooh.
Mercedes as well. So Giuseppe loses out on a place. Nathan and Piggy with new tires, but I do agree. I think Glanza is still it's still with an advantage. Let's put it that way. Piggy's tires won't last, so even if there is safety, he'll need to pit. Nathan doesn't really need to pit, but he'll need to stay within the DRS zone at least to gain a good advantage on the rest.
And now the pack is all getting bunched up again. I mean, so far only the top three are next to each other as JJ and Giuseppe are swapping positions.
I don't know why. Oh, yeah, JJ overtook him but gave him the position back from what I can see, so. I would like to see what happened to Leiden, unfortunately, but from what I saw, I think it was in Sector 2.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe went on throttle a bit too early and then hit the wall. It's not that uncommon to happen around Singapore, so. So, penalties. Let's see what there is. Lupin with the only driver with a 3-second time penalty. That probably is not going to be removed. Race director does not want to show up at the moment, but we'll see quite a lot of track limits. As we can see, Lupin with quite a lot. SpaceX as well, Frosted, but he's out. JJ as well, some track limits. Piggy also with at least 2 warnings at the moment. SpaceX 2 warnings as well.
Giuseppe is coming in. I think he might have wing damage from maybe that incident with JJ earlier.
Oh, yes, he does. He has no wing.
Yep, he does. So from 7th, he goes down to P10 and goes on softs.
Wait, that's
I wonder, yeah, I wonder what happened to him exactly, but definitely not the right strategy to be on, unless he can make a lot of overtakes early on. And that's not, this isn't the track to do so, let's put it that way. So
I don't think the soft are the right idea here. I think going to another set of mediums or hards. I think the softs are only good for quali here. Other than that, you can throw them, chuck them in the bin. Probably by the end of the safety car, we'll have to pit for new tires.
yeah,
Unless he just goes straight back to the hard tires.
could
And
be,
he's just
yeah,
using these because he got damage.
could
That
be,
might
yeah.
be a good strategy as well.
But I do think it's gonna end
Be in
this
this lap?
lap, yeah. So I don't think it's gonna do
It
another.
could be. If that's the case, then. Oof.
It's good to know that wherever you finish now, you do have points for the Drivers' Championship. So,
Yeah, at least
Yeah.
there's that going for them.
And it
Yep.
is indeed in this lap.
Glanza already backing out. Ooh, everyone going very slow for some reason. You still have a sector and a half to go, so
Yeah,
well, not a
he'll
sector now.
probably back them up and then go very early.
Yeah, but I think he's got really, really early. There's a whole half sector to do. As
Yeah.
I
turn red.
mean, it wouldn't surprise me if after the tunnel he just went.
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised either, but still, see when
Safety
he
car
decides
is
to
in the pit. I think after this right-hander he'll just gun it. There we go.
taking lessons from Checo, it seems.
He does go. Piggy does read it quite early, doesn't lose that much time, so a pretty good start from all the front runners. And we're back racing. Nicolas already
Oh,
up a position. SpaceX does a nice
SpaceX runs.
360, and Giuseppe does go up a nice position as well. Still fighting. Piggy, we can't forget, has a nice advantage on those tires, so we'll see how much faster he can do. Glanza goes a bit wide. No DRS for 2 laps, but ERS is open, doesn't decide to use it. Nathan, however, is using all of that. Maya defending heavily from that Alpha Tauri. That Alpha Tauri had some nice colors on the bridge. And he receives another 3
JJ,
seconds.
ooh,
I think he
sending
did
it.
make that overtake off track. That's why he got the penalty. But doesn't seem to be yielding the position there.
Yep, doesn't seem to be giving it back, so Maya down to 6th, and she was 3rd place, so Lupin still has good tires to compete with everyone, so Nathan also losing out on that exit. Nicolas gaining on him.
Of action here with the safety cars. Nathan and Nicholas are side by side. Nathan now has the disadvantage of those hard tires compared to the fresh air mediums, but they might, if there's no more incidents or no more safety cars, they might come in handy towards the end of the race.
Yeah, I think if there's no more safety cars of VSCs, this is Nathan's race. Boy, I've said that before, and they don't end well at all.
Piggy
Piggy
with a 3 second
does.
time penalty, that will be massive. That will be massive towards the end of the race. So Nathan is an at P1, if counting that Glanza still has to pit, and Piggy has the 3 second time penalty.
16 laps to go now, so Nicolas trying to attack heavily on Nathan. Lupin also in the loop, and JJ also seems to be trying to attack Maya, but does go wide. Calvin right behind him, and Giuseppe with those soft tires not doing much progress. Trying to keep everyone in. Trying to give everyone some spotlight, but there's just too many to keep up with as well. Nicola seems to be the only car that's really pushing. Gets a nice exit on Nathan, and probably going to make that move stick. He does.
Yeah, I mean Nicholas has 60% more battery than Nathan.
Nathan will be doing all of it, in fact.
DRS still not open for Piggy, so he should probably save that ERS. Glanza, similar ERS, and does spin a bit, if I saw correctly, but
Piggy already on the back of him.
still doing well. It's nice to see people race finally and not Glanza 20 seconds ahead of the rest.
Yeah, he's been finding this track difficult throughout so far. His car doesn't seem to be sticking to the ground as much as he'd like.
Ooh, that
Oh,
Alpha
and there was
Tauri,
there was an Alpha Tauri there, almost going into the bridge.
but does remain ahead. DRS is
DRS
now
enabled again.
available, enabled. And Nicolas does set a fastest time, so he is really pushing that Ferrari.
Trying to get that Ferrari 1 too, it seems.
Let's see, we haven't seen much overtakes done on this straight, but ERS is open and DRS as well. Glantz are really using up that ERS.
He's using all of it.
Yep. Ooh,
Ooh.
almost side by side, but Glanza does leave him enough space. Lupin does take that position from Nathan. Nathan is 2 down now, so
Nathan seems to be struggling on those hard tires
Jeez.
against the fresh air mediums. But I think towards the end of the race they will come good. The only issue is that this track is not so easy to overtake on.
Yeah, I mean, Nathan has to pray that Piggy, Nicholas, and Lupin like pit, and they don't try and stick it out, or else that could honestly kill his chance of winning this race. As Piggy sends it and goes straight.
Ooh, that's
That's
that
unfortunate.
when you're trying to race and trying to race for the lead. I don't think Piggy should have really gone for that move. As in,
No, he got
Glanza still has to
impatient.
pit. He could have exactly say been more patient. Glanza still has to go into the
Yep.
pits.
No, he
Could
kind
have
of
just stayed
ruined
with
it.
the DRS, saved up his battery,
I
and not
unfortunately,
Nicolas and the other Ferrari in a much better position.
yep, I unfortunately did miss it on stream. I was trying to focus on everyone, but I missed the entire show there. Nicolas though seems to be gaining now on Glanza. Did kind of hinder Glanza a bit that dive bomb, but um, yes, there's still a lot of fights going on. Unfortunately, Piggy missing out, but Maya also within DRS of Nathan. So let's see if Nathan can lose his 3rd position on those tires. Nicholas,
Yeah, I don't think
Who would
Glanza will be
think?
fighting this too hard either, since they're teammates above all.
It's probably
And
best for him to like stick behind him, get his DRS, and hope that
they
with
run
his
off
medium
into
tires,
distance.
exactly,
Yep.
they get a gap to the P3 and so on.
definitely maybe they can pull each other out of the DRS of Lupin, as Lupin is actually catching up as well to Glanza. And Glanza's losing out on his teammate.
Ooh, he's practically kissing that Ferrari. DRS is open, and Glanza gets a much better exit, so I don't think he's really going to be losing on that position. But those tires are really gone. Bono. Oh!
Oh, someone in the wall!
There's
It's
a
Piggy
massive crash.
Bobs!
Piggy and Bob's into
I-
the wall.
We can hear the frustration of Maya there.
And SpaceX has damage, I do believe, possibly.
I do believe Piggy. This helps Glanza massively.
This just swung so heavily in the favor of Glanza.
Big time.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. It's a really bad day in the
Glanza
office.
says what? Glanza says out.
Does he?
Yes,
She's staying out.
because Nicholas pit, and Nicholas beached himself. Nicholas is beached.
Oh!
Oh my
I
god,
heard
no
someone.
way.
No!
No way.
I heard
Nicholas-
someone.
Oh my god.
I kid you not. I kid. Oh!
No, he saved it.
What?
Oh my. What the hell is going on?
What?
Oh my lord.
How?
I kid you not. Aaron, one of the top drivers in Tier 1, mentioned this. He mentioned it. Wow.
And George, if you're watching, take notes.
Wow, what a
What?
turn of events.
Holy
How
shit.
the heck?
This race has turned on its head so massively. Like, Vicky was in the lead, fighting Glanza, then he made that mistake, and then he made that mistake with Bobs and is out of the
Yep.
race. It's completely turned on its head.
He
And
did.
then we think that Glanza is going to like take full advantage because he hasn't pitted yet, and then he stays out, and then his teammate beaches it and unbeaches himself. you can't make this stuff up, yo.
And he did unbeach himself legally, so I love to see that.
He went to pit, hampered his teammate, almost DSQ'd himself. Oh my god.
Wow. I'm pretty disappointed in Piggy though. Last time he called me out for calling him dirty, but that was a dirty dive bomb, Piggy. I'm sorry, I have to say it. You cannot do that.
But I'm still amazed. How did Nicholas manage to unbeach that car? How? It's not like you're in the car and you can like shake it around and stuff. Like,
When there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, he really tried to wiggle off that wheel. But now it's interesting because I don't know what Glanza's going to do. If he does pit, he's gonna end up last place, probably even
He
his
has to
teammate.
pit. I mean, the
surely.
pit window is like now. It's literally like lap 19.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
So I don't know what.
so his teammate. Oh my god! So Nicholas literally screwed his teammate and almost himself.
He's not pitting.
Nope. I
Oh
don't
He's
see.
my
I think
god!
sticking it.
He's staying out.
is he really praying for a late safety car towards the
I
end?
think so. I really think so.
Right now, it's either Lupan's or Nathan's race. More so
Yeah, I
Wow.
Nathan.
think.
I'm gutted for those Austin Martins. I mean, Maya was doing really well. We did get some not so nice voice comms on stream, but you could hear the frustration of the driver.
Yeah,
I would like
understandable.
I would like to say
Really
that's a new feature of the stream, but um, it's not. It's just
What do you mean a first is? Wink wink.
Content.
content. Thank you, Runza. And Frosted.
Runza.
We can't forget him.
You mean Runza?
As in, for implementing it in the stream. Wink, wink.
Well, the safety car is going to be in this lap.
Are we
We're
sure
gonna have-
though?
Most
I'm
likely.
positive. So we're gonna have
Most
12 racing laps. The clowns are not pitting. Giuseppe didn't pit either. He's on 6 lap old soft.
And also to note, Lupin has a 6-second time penalty.
Oof.
So
This is not looking great.
this is going to look like one hectic ending. With 11 laps to go, let's see if there. I think the safety car should be announced right around like towards the end of sector 2,
Yep.
Yeah,
beginning
yeah.
of sector 3.
Around this time it was last safety car, but that being said,
There it is.
Nathan is back in being in his prime position. So at the end of the day, he might get a win after all. Let's hope he doesn't beach it on the last corner. Like he
Prime
did,
Honestly-
position, best tire choice right now.
yeah,
It's
like he
looking
did in
good.
France. So
I don't think we can count out the other drivers either. Like SpaceX, sure, he's on 8 laps, medium tires, but I don't think he can be counted
mean,
out of it either. I
Like,
think it would be
JJ and
anyone's race,
Calvin
honestly.
have a good shot as well.
yeah,
It could be anyone's race here.
most definitely. But Nathan is eager to get that win. He's been going on the podium for quite a long time. Let's see Glanza's start now. We can't forget, those tires are gonna be 19 laps old. He does go away. And Lupin, nope, he doesn't go away.
Oh, it's gonna be a very late start.
Maybe heating up those tires. And seems to be
Gone.
going away now. Lupin basically sleeping. But so is Nathan. So there's already a big gap between the top runners. JJ about a tenth away from SpaceX. Losing out, I think, already.
Oh, Giuseppe
Ooh.
almost loses it.
Catches the car, but now SpaceX stays at position.
Oh no. Oof, that was close.
They're still fighting.
Oh, and there comes JJ.
I
Ooh,
can't take.
hits the wall.
It is hits
Ooh.
slightly the wall.
But it's fine, there's no damage.
They're still fighting.
Oh my god, I can't take my
Oh.
eyes off this. Nathan has really fallen back from Lupin though.
Ooh! Contact! Massive contact! At the back.
Yep, we went on it. There's a lot of wings flying. I think the Ferrari managed to stay out of it,
Just
but
avoid.
So,
There's quite a
I
lot of
believe
wings,
JJ rear-ended Giuseppe.
Kelvin lost part of his front wing. And I think so has JJ, but I'm not sure if he lost that earlier in the smack against the wall.
we'll see.
Giuseppe looks like has a functional car, and as does Nicolas.
Somewhat.
As in, he doesn't have any damage.
Yep,
Ah.
both those cars at the end seem fine. So let's see if the rest are going to pit. Nathan still within a second, and Lupin still within half a second. So SpaceX needs to maybe push that car a little bit more because he's 2 seconds behind, but has a pretty good chance against Nathan. We'll see.
Nathan is somewhat catching up to Lupin, and Lupin is catching up to Glanza. This has a intense finale written all over it.
Those tires are really hindering.
Wild idea. Wild idea. Does Glanza know that he needs to pit again?
Again, he never pitted.
For sure, yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, for the first time.
I hope so.
JJ does pit, but Calvin doesn't, so I think he's gonna stick with that wing. I did see some damage on it, so
Guys.
yeah. Oh!
He's on the end.
Does he not have any tires left?
I don't know.
What? Okay.
That's a weird strategy. I can imagine it starting raining now, and then JJ just goes on and win it. But
Oh yes.
I'm getting some info that it might rain towards the end of the race. That's why I think JJ went on to the Inters.
But there are no raindrops.
Ooh, Calvin pretty much without the wing now, but yeah, that's a weird strategy. I mean, he's gonna lose a lot of time from the others, for sure, but who knows, I don't know. Maybe he listened to Mark, and yeah.
Yeah, all Mark's fault.
Lupin trying to attack on Glanza, but that's no easy task, even with 20 lap old tires. Lupin's mediums are also getting old. Better exit, but he's not gonna take any risks. That's kind of tapping, but still.
Wanna have it the tap there?
No damage.
He's still doing pretty well. All you have to do is be patient, Lupin.
I'm getting some info that there is some rain expected towards the end of the race, and that is why Glanza has stayed out to get these hearts to as much as possible.
That's a nice strategy, if that's actually the case.
It is, but
if,
it has to
even if
rain.
it does rain, exactly, it has to rain, you know?
Yep, for
Ooh,
sure.
and it goes extremely wide there.
Like, it can't just drizzle and then hope everyone pits as Calvin pits.
Like for example, like in Spain Tier 1, it rained. Sure, it definitely rained, and everyone stayed out.
Yep.
It was never enough. It was never enough for wet tires.
Calvin, as Mystic just said, also pit to the intermediate, so it might be sooner rather than later in terms of rain, but these
I'm looking. Doesn't seem to
two
be.
drivers seem to be doing quite well up to now. Oh, another tap! Pushes Glanza wide and now probably has a better exit, but Glanza is still ahead of the Alpha Tauri, going to try and get the better exit. Reads that blockage. That's nice. I think
It's drizzling. It's drizzling.
And there's a yellow flag. JJ spun.
That wing is probably not okay, but he's not doing well to recover at the moment.
It's starting to rain.
Yep, we can see it's raining on the screen. We can't forget Lupin does have 6 seconds, so he's really trying to push that car, but I think Glanza played this out quite perfectly at the moment. Yep, a lot of rain going quite.
Yes, that was very fast.
Now for sure it will be time for Inters.
Exactly,
once it's disabled.
Everyone pitting now. We'll see. Maybe if there's any types of penalty in
Glanza,
Glanza.
5 seconds.
Nathan goes in perfectly. No penalties for him. SpaceX as well. So.
And the Glanza won't serve it here in this pit stop, since he got it just now. Can we see maybe Calvin or wait? Calvin has that full front wing damage, right?
Calvin.
Yep, he does. Ooh, lots of cars coming in or coming out of the pit. Glanza in first place. Lupin holds at P2, and Nathan, I think, as we said, with that prime position, as long as he doesn't spin for 8 more laps and sticks to around 5 seconds from the rest, he has a good chance of winning this.
But there is SpaceX right on his tail there. He has to watch out for the cars behind.
They're still racing.
8 laps to go.
Lupin
Anything can happen. The rain has caught on really quickly.
It does in Singapore. It's a bit different. Nathan already falling back. I don't really like this pace. Nathan, come on, push.
I think he just wants to focus on keeping it on track, keeping SpaceX behind. He opened a little bit of a gap there to him, and then the rest he thinks will come to him.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some contact between the top two and he just inherits P1 as
It's a
JJ
yellow
retires.
flag.
JJ
JJ
does
retires.
As a safety car.
And
Another
it's another
safety.
safety car.
This is
This
so
is-
good for
This
Nathan.
is
I don't know
great
if
for Nathan.
Glanza is going to pit to remove that 5 seconds, but
Doubt it, doubt it.
I don't think he
I-
should. Yeah.
I don't think he's worth it.
Wow. So this will probably either come back in next lap. So lap 25, they start racing again. Maybe
I think lap 26 they start racing.
that's what Nathan is praying for. Maybe.
But yeah, it's impressive how fast it started to rain.
Something
I
else
would-
good for Nathan. He can charge up his battery again.
Yeah,
Because it was
exactly.
depleted, even though I think it's a bit risky. As in, if you apply the overtake button a bit too early, you can end up in a spin. Ooh, as
Yeah.
Nicholas goes wide and gets a 2-second penalty himself under the safety car. But yeah, this is building up to a massive finale.
This is looking to be a very close race. Last time Nathan was 2 corners from his first win. Let's see if he can go one step further.
Not much we can say up to now.
We're all
They
very
haven't been hit.
nervously excited for the end.
Yeah. From I think start to finish, this has been very exciting. From Maya being a DNF, Piggy as well had a very good um, start, well and finish, but then made 2 quite bad mistakes. To Nicholas unbeaching it and now being P6, and Frosted retiring as well. JJ coming out very early on those tires as well, so it's been an exciting race all around. So
It's very likely that this safety car will go in on lap 26 at this rate.
Way earlier, I think.
No, like now we're gonna start lap 25 and then
Yeah, yeah,
26
yeah.
laps
Yes,
will go
yes.
racing.
Alright, I didn't realize where we were. My bad.
Meanwhile, the rain is pouring pretty heavily now, so
I wonder if it will go to full wets.
I don't think so, honestly. But as you can see, there Lupin sliding a bit. So if they do push the car a bit too more than they would like, then oh, you can see the car also not having much traction.
And currently, from above, it seems there's no dry line yet either,
No, there's
Yeah,
nothing.
of course, of course.
or drier line.
I think one good strategy to do in the wet is really follow the same line that the car ahead is. So if you're Glanza at the moment, it's gonna hinder you a bit. But if you're Lupin or Nathan and you can follow closely,
Calvert pits again?
you can have a better line. Let's put it that way. Maybe he has wing damage. We'll see.
Yep, a new wing and new winters.
Yep.
Yeah.
And at this point, he doesn't really have much to lose, but he does need to catch up to the pack, which I think he will do.
Would-
But
And we are expecting the safety car to come in this lap,
yeah,
which will mean we'll have about 5 laps of racing. 5 laps for Glanza to open that 5-second gap, maybe, possibly. 5 laps for Lupin to open that 6-second gap. 5 laps to for Nathan to remain within those 5 and 6 second gaps.
Yep. That being said, also only 7 remain, so good points all around. um, yeah, I mean, no matter where you finish now, you are going to get some good points, but it's not always what we would like to see in tier 2, just because we only started with 11 drivers. So Alpha Tauri following
These
very
11 drivers
closely.
have still given us quite a show today.
Definitely, yeah.
And safety car is coming in this lap. So I think we'll see Glanza backing off again quite early.
Nathan 2 seconds behind, so he probably needs to press the cars a little bit more. Maybe follow what Lupin is doing.
But at the same time, I don't think he needs to risk too much. I mean, they have those penalties ahead.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna
I
have
think he
6
should.
racing laps.
I think Nathan should worry more about the cars behind than the cars in front.
Yeah,
Although Lupin has dropped off quite significantly to Glanza.
he
As
has,
Glanza, I
like,
think, has headed off.
yeah, he caught up. Just now the safety car is in.
Glanza hasn't got it taken off yet.
Really
Not
trying to
yet.
heat up those tires, as we can see. Probably
And they
going
Now he takes
now.
off.
Lupin also off Nathan.
Oh!
Oh! I don't know what exactly happened, but that's
Glanza
not.
spun!
I'm not sure if it's telling them to give them back the positions, but Nathan and Lupin definitely take advantage. Nathan goes into the lead
Goes
for
very
himself.
wide as
Wide.
well.
It's fine.
Oh, he got
Nathan,
Oh, Nathan gets 5
seconds.
seconds
probably
No, but
though, because
because of that
it
restart.
SpaceX
Yeah, but
also losing the car. Glanza gaining now on Nathan. Nathan goes
that
very
should
wide
probably
from what we can
be
see.
removed, however.
Still gave
Like-
them the positions back.
That might be removed at the end of the race. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not their fault that
Glanza
Glanza
spun.
spun.
Yep, exactly. We'll just have to wait and see, because also Lupin did
Ooh, Nathan goes wide over there.
his wing is definitely hindered now. I don't know if we can see a nice view, but he's not turning. It's not really his fault.
It probably has some damage from when he went into the back of the pun.
Yep, most definitely. I mean, not much.
Nathan doesn't have any damage on his wing. But
You sure about that?
this is,
Doesn't?
at least it's not visible if he has
No,
damage.
no,
But
Maybe
he's
some
he's
tumbling
bodywork
going
down
damage?
the
slow. He's going slow though.
I would say probably maybe bodywork, but I'm not sure.
But that car is not turning. I mean, you can see the
That
pace
car is just
difference.
not happy.
Yep.
And he has tumbled down to last place, in fact. But visually, doesn't seem to be anything wrong with the
Yeah,
car.
Yeah,
but like,
it was a pretty big hit from what we saw. I mean, Lupin
yeah,
still fighting. I mean, it's not over yet for Lupin to win this race, and it's not over yet for SpaceX to win this race. He hasn't won one yet, so now he's in Nathan's position practically. But
Yep, exactly. It could be anyone's race, honestly. There could be a spin, there could be an accident.
Giuseppe,
It could be anything.
if he stays within this time, can also get a podium at least.
I think Jacob did have a win though this season. I think he won in Saudi, I believe.
yeah, you're right.
It could be, yeah.
I know because I lost that race. Fun fact.
Oh, fair enough.
Nathan did pit. Oh, because he has no front
Nathan
wing.
does bit.
Yep, his wing is gone, and he's
And he's
serving.
serving that 5-second penalty.
It really went against him, but Glanza and Lupin fighting.
Side by
Lupin
side.
is still
Hasn't given it up.
they bang wheels and wing.
Forced off track.
Lupin really wants that 1 second, and Jacob is really loving this fight. Nicholas is also gaining, so is Giuseppe. So
Good exit from Lupin. Not enough though.
I'm really gutted for Nathan. I
Me
mean, now
too.
that 5-second penalty can't be
Yeah,
removed.
it's
Yep.
deserved it. I need the safety car like this second.
Now I don't think even if there is an incident, I don't think safety car will come out.
There is, I think, but it's up until like this
2
lap
laps, I
ends.
believe. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. As
SpaceX
So
really.
yeah,
the rain is coming down hard here. But yeah, another heart-wrenching for Nathan. He was very close there to getting his first win of the season. He's had like, I believe, 5 second places, if not more.
that's like 4 too many.
Ooh, SpaceX almost losing the car. Yeah, I agree. Nathan is a great driver, but unfortunately, it always seems to come around to him. Giuseppe is losing some pace, so he needs to really press on that gas pedal. Maybe try to find his mojo to compete with the rest if he really wants this podium. Lupin still within 5/10 of Glanta. All he needs is some clean air and then to get 1 second ahead um,
Ooh,
of his rival. Goes down
sending
the
it.
inside!
Ooh.
They're
Oh my
very,
god.
very close, but enough space between the two drivers.
Just
Lanza with a much better exit. I'm actually happy Lupin is really challenging Lanza. He's not really letting him breathe. He's putting up some pressure at least. And SpaceX is just doing enough. That's all he needs to do is do enough. There's a yellow sector 3. I think that's Nathan.
Nathan,
No way.
but I don't think
From
it's a
good
safety.
to great to amazing to bad to horrible for Nathan. What a roller coaster.
Ooh, SpaceX car is not really handling this rain well.
Must have a dry send up.
3 laps remaining.
Giuseppe! He has hit the wall
And
and he has
does
retired.
retire.
He's given up.
We don't think
Is it
there's
a,
going to be a safety car. Oh,
it's
there
a
is.
It's a
VSC.
VSC. It's a
VSC.
VSC. It's
Oh,
a
okay.
VSC. This doesn't help Nathan at all.
No.
You know someone who is very happy because of this? Probably
Who is it?
Calvin and SpaceX.
If Calvin can close the gap, he could have a podium here.
Let's see the penalties. Everyone is on intermediate, so we don't really need that panel. Calvin maybe gaining some time, but
It's all about when this VSC ends.
yeah, and how slow.
And it just ended.
Yep. Calvin indeed
One right
lost
on the
some
gearbox.
time.
Lupin is side by side.
Maybe a dry line seems to be forming, maybe not. I mean, it's still
So-
pouring quite heavily.
Honestly, I think if there were many more laps remaining, I think it would have been a wet kind of race.
Yep, could be, yeah, definitely.
Look at that spray off of Lanza's car.
Two laps remaining. SpaceX still within or in the prime position. I think there might be a couple of penalties given by the FIA after the race, so to be honest, it still could be anyone's race. We'll just have to wait and see. So I don't think there's going to be any interviews today, but it's been pretty exciting nonetheless. So Lanza here with a much better exit, probably gonna go within a second ahead of Lupin. SpaceX dropping some time, but he still has to drop 3 more seconds. Oh, goes very wide, but saves the car at least. This is
That
with the rain.
was close.
That will cost him time to Glanza.
The rain definitely clinches
another
your
switch
butt.
there.
Oh! Headag's back!
Oh, and that's Nicholas taking the position. I mean,
Oh no.
this is hindering his time.
This is
Nicholas
ruining
knows
him.
what he needs to do.
Did SpaceX lag there?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, he did. he did. Nicolas definitely knows what he needs to do here. It's just to keep SpaceX behind. Maybe let Glanza. Oh!
Oh my
Oh.
gosh!
And that wing, you can see it flying in the background.
That wing in the background.
It's
Oh
And
my
already
it's
god.
gone.
5
It's all going.
seconds.
It's all gone now. It's all gone wrong for SpaceX there completely.
We can
And
safely
he gets a
assume.
3 seconds to boot.
Oh my god.
This is heartbreaking today.
Oh,
Everyone.
it's not over yet. Nicolas
It's not
has
yet.
about 6 tenths to gain for the lead of the race. 5 tenths now, and Lupin is still challenging Glanza. It's far
But there
from
could be a
over.
hero. There could be a hero in the background with
Can
Calvin.
Kelvin? Can Kelvin?
Calvin, he can
No
do it.
way.
He's
He
about
has.
6 seconds away. Oh, there's a problem. Ahead, no, slow. Nicolas now within 1
Nicholas
second.
gained them. What happened there?
I think Glantz and Lupin both went wide, maybe a bit of a tussle between them, but
Calvin
seems
needs
to
to catch
be-
up by a second to win this race.
problem in Sector 2! That's
Well,
SpaceX
let's see. And he
retiring!
retires.
This is action all around. Nathan is suddenly P5. Not a bad position to end, definitely not, but it seems to me that if everything stays the same way, which never seems to happen in Singapore, Nicolas might be our winner for today. Calvin might also
I
finish.
think
my
Kelvin
God.
will be the winner if it stays like this. I
No,
think.
no, no. Currently,
still-
it needs 3 more times.
Kansa
to
for the
reach it.
second. Kansa's down to second.
Oh
There's a
my God.
slight tap. They're all next to each other, the Ferraris and the Alpha Tauris.
There's only 1 second that Lupin needs to gain from the rest of the pack.
Calvin is
Nicolas,
2 points. Calvin is within the winning distance. It's on the last
It's
lap.
only 2.5 seconds. It's in the last lap.
The last lap.
Do
It
not
could
go
all
anywhere.
be done.
Do not even blink.
he's
2.3
using that.
seconds for
He's
Kelvin.
using that ERS. The cars ahead are all fighting. Nathan is up to P5. Passes SpaceX's dead car.
Ooh, he was in the neutral.
Very slow onto the first corner of the last lap of this Grand Prix.
He lost so much time there. He
He
lost
lost
half
like
a
5
second.
tenths to do it again.
That being said, Glanza 1.7 seconds away from Lupin. So, oh! And Glanza hits the wall. Nicolas gained
He has
a
no
lot
front
of time
wing.
and goes deep. He did go deep.
He has no front wing.
Kelvin takes P3 on the grid, on track.
Guns are
And
tires.
Kansa retires. Oh my god.
Calvin
Are we going
is
to even
less.
finish with any
Calvin
drivers?
is about 2.8 seconds from Nicolas, which means if he stays like this,
Calvin is 3.1 from him. 3.1.
this is going to end very close.
Oh no.
All Nicolas needs to do is one small mistake and Calvin wins the Singapore Grand Prix. It's less than a tenth between each other, constantly going
Oh
from
my
0.9 to 0.1.
No way, yeah? No,
No
way.
way. No, Calvin lost some time there.
Nathan,
Going up to
having
P4.
having said all, is gonna take P4 after all that. So the roller coaster for him continues.
Calvin losing some time here.
He's losing too much of it.
No way.
No, it's gonna be
I think it's too late
Nicholas's
for
race.
Kelvin now.
It's Nicholas's race.
Lupin needs one more second. 9 tenths
One more
now.
second.
Yeah, because Nicolas has 3 seconds.
Ah, but Calvin has nothing.
True. But he's about the same. Let's see.
Lupin comes towards the end.
Lupin saves that car and crosses the line. He's in P1 for now. Nicolas crosses the line, does take
He goes up
first
to
place. Calvin
Kelvin stays
stays
in
in
P3.
P3.
Oh, only for 1/10 he couldn't beat his teammate. He lost a lot of time there.
He lost like a extra second.
He lost a lot towards the end, as we see Nathan now coming finish
Wow.
up the race.
Oh my god.
What a roller coaster!
Oh my. What?
Nathan turning on the bridge right now. There's still a bit more to go, but eventually he will finish in P4 from last place. That being said, a lot of action, non-stop, basically. Um, yeah,
Yeah, still a very good result for the Alpha Tauris. P2, P3, double podium.
yep, double podium. Last time it was the Ferraris. There we can see a nice puddle um, gathering.
And nothing to take away from Nicolas either. He had a good race as well.
Definitely, most definitely. So, yeah, I mean, Tier 2 drivers did give us a lot to commentate over. 31 laps, very, very long and very um, problematic in terms of a track because it is very tight, and as we can see, a lot of DNFs, lots of safety cars as well. Nathan eventually does cross the line and finishes in P4, and very slowly, that being said. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I certainly did. Any final comments?
Wow, just what a
Wow.
race.
Yeah, next race is Japan. Tomorrow we obviously have the Tier 1 race in Singapore at 9 p.m. So hopefully we'll see you guys there. As I just said, next week is Japan for both Tier 1 and Tier 2. Unfortunately, there might not be any streams because both Tier 1 and Tier 2 driver commentators are unavailable, but we'll put an announcement later on. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I think we will see you guys next week maybe. We'll see. Ciao ciao.
Hi guys.